Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. And this segment, of course, we're kicking off our Valentine's segment. I'm looking forward to it. We've got 3 wonderful couples lined up to have a great time with us, and that is going to be good. And so, are you ready to meet these couples?
Yes. For the first time ever, a virtual Valentine's special. Man. But we are so happy to have them, and they get to sit together and talk. Look at them.
I know, look at them in their own surrounding, their own space. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Oh, man.
All right, so let's start at the top.
Yes.
We got...
Yeah, at the top there, we've got Marlon and Ashton Wagner, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, man, we got fancy microphone and everything. And next to them, we have Ashanti and Kieron Lam. Good morning, guys.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, all right, so that's Vashti. Where I get Ashanti from?
Oh, yes,
okay.
Vashti.
I think probably the sofa. I love the sofa, and that just take me off.
Thank you.
And of course, at the bottom, we've got Lisa and Ashley Rock. Guys, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh man, I see even from the greens at the back of you there, Mr. Rock, even waving.
Oh, it's so great to have you guys, and thank you for saying yes to participating in our Valentine's special. So we got a treat for our viewers.
Yeah.
We know that we usually theme the show about many different things. We've talked about generational love. We've talked about people at different phases in their relationship. And this time, we are approaching 1 year in the pandemic, and it has been difficult in many different ways. But we're going to look at some of the things that have been positive for some couples during the pandemic. Even though it's been hard, there are some bright moments. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on. So let's just start off, though, before we get into that, a little bit of your own history. And we're going to have the Rocks tell us first, just about how long you've been married and your love story.
Well, Lisa and I have been married for the last 36 years.
Oof.
And we're moving on to 37. And we will get there, and then we'll go to 38 and 39 and 40.
We started out very, very young. It was when I was just in second form at St. Catherine. I was only 14 years old, and I could remember we were in church, and my husband then. The one who was interested, I was living on the south side of Belize City, and he was living on the north, but he used to come all the way over for fellowship. And that time we never had cell phones and so on, but used to pass notes a lot. And I could remember when some of the girls from church used to be saying that, this guy was interested, and I was like, not him. I don't think I want anything to do with him. I need my school books.
Yeah, the eyes are not blind.
So Marlon and John, I remembered I had a friend, and I said to the friend, I said, I have 2 guys who are interested in me. And I want to ask you a favor. Could you pray and see which one of these guys is the one that I should really, start having this courtship with? And this friend came back to me 2 weeks later, and the person said, I think it's Ashley. I said, girl, get out of here. That's not the one. That's not the one.
Thumbs up, Mr. Rock.
Yeah, that's not the one. But, he was 19, I was 14 years old. And that time, you would have to make sure your parents were involved and so on. So one day, I finally, one of the things that I admired about my husband is that he was very persistent. Yeah. And so he said, I want to take you out. I want to take you out on a date. I said, well, you have to come and ask my parents to take me. And I was hoping my mom and dad would say, no. They said, yeah, you can go. Mm-hmm. And we went on our very first date. It was a playwright, square peg players play. Only 2 make we 2.
Aha.
And it was there that we spent time together, and that's when
Got
we
to know each other.
got to know each other, and we dated for 4
And
years.
held hand for the first time.
I have to ask, right? Usually when we hear these love stories, there's usually two versions to it. So, Mr. Rock, tell us about what happened from your end.
Yeah,
Did
your
you tell that
perspective.
friend to tell Lisa, pick you?
From my end,
Yeah.
I had already graduated from the Belize Technical College, and I had gotten a job at the Belize Electricity Board at that time.
Yeah.
And so I was 18 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
And 1 year later, I found faith in Christ. And I found faith in Christ through a friend. And I started to attend the Calvary Baptist Church. And while attending the Calvary Baptist Church, I was trying to be focused on this newfound faith. But 1 year later, I looked over the pew on my right, and I saw this little lady over there, and it's as if something said instinctively in me, there is your wife.
Wow.
And I decided, well, if that voice is true, I'm going to pursue this. And today I will say I wasn't disappointed.
This love song that's like that straight out of our country song. I looked over the pew and that was my wife. Hey, I'll tell you what, guys, that was really
Most country song.
but the story a very nice one, and it's like we're actually seeing what you guys are talking about. But we're so glad to have heard your side, guys. So let's jump on now to our another couple. We've got Marlon and Ashton Wagner. Let's get your story, guys. What happened?
Well, we had technology. So I don't know. It was a little back in the day, and I was performing on Channel 5, People Next Superstar, and I guess Ash saw me.
How long ago?
He messaged me on Facebook, and I did not answer. And then eventually I answered for some reason.
Really? No, that's not how it works.
Lord.
Tell us what really happened. So you went snooping on the profile, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I saw that he messaged me, and I went on his Facebook. I didn't answer immediately though. I did have a little holdback.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit.
Yeah.
And well, when I went on his page, I saw who he was, and I saw that he did music as well. And his pictures were a bit selling. So,
She think you made a lick, bro.
You like what you say, in other words.
Man, you know many guys are going to update their profile right now in
Right
case they're
now.
snooping.
Yep, definitely. You should put out good pictures, guys, if you're looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I eventually answered, and the rest is history. We began talking, and eventually I really wanted to go and meet him, but my parents didn't want, so he had to come to me. He had to come to me for the first time because
Which
he
was scary.
he was living down south and I was living in Belize City, so I didn't know him from nowhere, and I never ever even talked to him or knew anything about him or anything. So obviously, my parents didn't want me to go and meet him or anything like that. But so he came to see me for the first time, and the rest was history. From there, it was just. Yeah.
That'll be basically it. Yeah.
Honestly, pretty much.
I had to come to Belize City, and
I want to step back.
Yeah,
I want to
we
step
back.
back, Ashton. So first of all,
Why are you missing
what
that?
was in that message?
hey baby girl.
No, Ash, for real? That was it?
Literally, that was the message that stole my heart.
Before that, Ash,
I think that's your new song, Marlon.
Hey, baby girl. So, Ash, what made you want to just reach out to her? Then again, you had social media, so there were a lot of people on there, but you chose Marlon. Why?
Just something about her, I used to watch his show, and I mean, like the way he sing and the way he look and thing, and So I said, "Make I give it a chance," and I just try to reach out to him.
You know what show you watch, Mar? You watch him Summerfest.
No. So yeah, because you said you saw her on Channel 5 while she was performing. Marilyn, we have seen you literally from what, Standard 5, Standard 4, with your first. I always tell people, I remember that first time when she pulled out that guitar and started singing. The guitar was half her size. But no, moving forward, though, I think one of the things that you didn't know each other. You're in Belize City, Maryland, and Ashton, you were in Stanford.
Independence.
You were in Independence, yeah. And so you had to get your parents' permission. But tell me what made you realize that this was something that was solid, that you wanted to move on to marriage.
Well, to be honest, I can say that I've never had anyone who is as understanding as he is. He gets me and all my lame jokes, and he gets me and all
the jokes and lame bad too.
You know, he understands why I do what I do and why I am the way that I am, and he listens and he hears me, and you know, he's really my best friend.
Aww.
And there's something about him, you know, he has this charismatic thing to him where he's very open and honest and real, and he likes to encourage people to be honest and open and real. And I don't know, I just really like that. And you know, I decided that that's what I wanted for the rest of my life.
All right. So we knew that Mr. and Mrs. Rock, they're married now for 36 going on 37 years. How long have you guys been with each other?
We have been together for about 8 to 9 years now.
Yeah, 8, 9.
And we've been married for what, 2, 3 years?
Does that make 4? Yeah.
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 Right. That's cool. All right, guys. So you hang on tight there as we continue on now. We now get to meet Vashti and Kieran Lam. They're hanging out on the sofa right there in the confines of their home. Guys, good morning. Tell us about your story.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. We started off on Facebook. Yes.
Oh gosh.
So, his eyes captured me. Yes. His profile picture captured me, and I said, you know what, just to say, you know, hello with a scripture, because you know I am a believer and things, so I have to try it the proper way. So I didn't want to look too pushy. I had to really be a little subtle and you know, hi, God bless you kind of thing. And we continued to chat over Facebook and everything, and he finally came after so many knockoffs because he wanted to see me, he wanted to meet me. And I said, no, I have this to do, so many excuses. And he finally came to my house. And I ran to the back of the house. And so my mom said, that's why I'm not got no man.
What?
Oh my gosh. I said, you know what? I didn't have my clothes. I sweated because I was pinning out clothes at the back, and said, okay, let me brave this thing. And so I went outside, didn't even shave my legs. Yes.
Oh my God.
Just out there. And from that moment when we met, I was like, you know what, if he could accept me and give me such a beautiful smile, see me the way I am, and still want to pursue me after moving away, and you know, I said, you know what, this is special. And we started to date, and I was a very strict young lady, you know, I want it to happen this way, and I always want to be in control. And I just ended the relationship after a month. I was broken, but I said, you know what, I got standards and a whole lot of things. And after a long time, I said, you know what, I don't have anybody, and I really want somebody to talk to. And like what the previous couple said, that friendship is key, you know. And I had a friend in Kieran. I still have a friend in him. And so I sent him a message on Facebook again, and you know, to say, you know what, I'm checking in. And that was in June of 2015. And from that moment on, we, like, it was, you know what, no turning back. I really love you. I really love you, Kieran. And I am glad that we committed to be in a relationship, court, you know, marriage, and to first son. So that's our journey.
I feel cozy with the story. But you said you fishing him out, right? You fishing he out.
Well, yeah.
in some aspects, but at least a little bit on my side, when I went to her house, I was nervous.
Yeah.
Although she said that I never look nervous, I be completely brave. I sit down in the vehicle for maybe 5 minutes. They contemplate, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? And eventually I just, I have to forget about what I do or what I think and just do it. You know, and I just go and do it. And if you could accept if you could accept somebody at their worst in terms of physical look, then the sky is the limit, because she said she never, you know, did
you notice? Did you think?
I don't know, I did. That'd be just me to tell her that, you know, I interested and I to pursue you. And that be the, and I'm not going away.
Yeah. All right. So
even after the breakup, she had this thing that like maybe about every 3 months she and buzz me on Facebook and said, "Are they check in?"
Easy.
And then we had talked for a couple days, and then she just disappeared. And I hear from her again about 3 months. So, but that one of the things I always remember about our courting, even before the courting days. But after we reconnected back, it was, I think, God showed me that, you know, this is my wife, and nothing may stop me then.
And you're married now 5 going on 6 years.
We're married. We're married for 4 years, and we're going on 5.
Okay, I give you an extra year just now, you know. But let's bring it back to today, and we'll start with your story. Once we started facing this pandemic, many different couples had different challenges to deal with. Some people had to be in the same space for an extended period of time that you haven't done before. It was managing the kids at home.
Baby's awake.
Yeah. So and it's a test to any relationship when you have those types of changes. But you guys actually had the real deal COVID experience, right? Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, I had COVID. I contracted COVID, and it started with a little cough that got extremely worse. I couldn't take myself. I couldn't sleep good at night. And when I went for testing, it was about a week of having this cough. And my wife was here. I think my daughter was here for a little while. And when I got tested and it came out positive, my wife still remained here. My daughter went to her grandmother. And so after that, I had issues breathing and end up in the hospital.
Wow.
And eventually in Belize City, where actually my wife told me that the doctors said that I was basically near death.
Wow.
And to be honest, I didn't feel like I was having breathing problems. It was just what the doctors were saying and what I saw on the monitors. But it was a rough time just to, like, I think I was out for about a month and a half that I didn't see my family. Apart from videos, I got video calls, and my wife sent me videos of the baby. But it was, at least on my end, dealing with the virus itself was very rough. Many nights I cried. And I don't want to cry today, but
well, I can't imagine.
Bro.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And you know, you're in the hospital, you're away from them, you're worried about yourself. Vashti, tell us what you were feeling at that time.
Oh my gosh, it was not an emotional roller coaster. It was straight down to being depressed.
From 100 to a 0 direct.
Yes, instantly. Because when he received the news, I was like, okay, this baby has to go to my mom immediately. I don't know if I am positive, and I am not leaving him, so I am going to stay in this house and battle this thing out. And so we sent the baby off, and I stayed here, and I was just praying, God, please let this thing work out, that I am not positive, because I want to see my baby, not knowing that I had to be tested and wait another 2 weeks before I can see my child. And it progressed so it progressed so fast that he had complications at home. He had to be taken out of the house to Belmopan. Then when I got the call from the doctors that he had to be taken to Belize City, he's on max oxygen on the
ventilator.
Yes, and the doctors. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the doctors from both hospitals, at the Belmopan Western Regional Hospital and also KHMH. They have called. These doctors, they work so hard, and they keep us that are at home waiting for news. They keep us updated, knowing that he is on max level and there is no improvement, I am just saying, no, God, I don't want my husband die, but I am preparing myself for the worst, because I keep checking Belize breaking news. So many people are dying, and I am here waiting to see if my husband will be the next one. And I walk around the house looking at all these pictures, crying. Tears don't stop. And right now I'm talking about it, and I feel like I
can't imagine.
But there's no more tears.
You can bring the baby on, don't worry.
I am so happy that after all of this, I made up my mind. I said, God, if my husband should die, I honestly don't want anybody else. I don't want anybody else.
Oh, watch you smile.
My heart is taken with him, And I am being honest with you. After all of this COVID experience, the little arguments we had before, they are nothing now. They are nothing now. I mean, the things that I used to get upset with him about, and he does this way and he does that way, and just get out of my life kind of thing. I mean, we have been there, should I make somebody else then, And now after facing this COVID-19 experience has truly woken me up to, Vashti, this is your husband and this is your soulmate. I mean, to the point that I don't care what this man, you better not do no food, right? But I love him so much, and I am.
Oh my God.
But Vashti. Vashti, so and I'd like for our other couples to just hang on a little bit with us. But Vashti, that call came when he said, babe, it's time for me to come on home. Tell us about that experience. How you felt when you learned that he actually made a breakthrough and he was coming home. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, I cried. Well, of course I cried. Then more tears came, but it was tears of joy. I run up and down in this house. I know my street. They heard me making all the noise that I could make. I was rejoicing because,
we got somebody joining us in the back.
Yeah, you can put her.
Yeah, bring her in. Yeah.
Let's get the baby in.
Baby, not ready for camera.
Yeah, but go back to that moment. So you run up and down the house and.
Yes, and I was rejoicing. I called everybody that I WhatsApped everybody. I was praying, call my mom, tell her the great news, he is coming home. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. He was supposed to be retested again after coming back home. And so we had to wait for another long time before we could be reunited. And when he got the news that he was negative, he surprised me at my mom's house. What? I was asleep with my baby in my sister's room, and he docked up at the house. And then my sister said, Vashti, somebody come look for you. I said, no man, Vashti, tell her to sleep. Lie. But she said, it's urgent, come out. And when I came out and I saw my husband there standing by the door, I feel like crying. Oh my gosh, there is nothing in this world that could express that happiness and that love.
Yeah.
He helped me and my daughter so close. We just stood there for about a minute just crying.
Unfortunately, and I have no picture of that, guys. We're gonna send that too, but we don't have that.
What was that like for you, Kieran?
Yeah.
It was, I think, the heart-wrenching thing for me while in the hospital. I have never seen someone die in front of me, and there were two. I woke up because we are in this big area where there's about 5 or 6 people with COVID are, and I am. As I said, my wife said that I am on the highest